Oh, but we're live on BBC Two.
Oh, are we? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're going live.
But going live on BBC One as well.
TBC. Oh, I need to change the title. It's Hillary 2, isn't it?
Hillary to we keep saying Hillary, but the thing is, it's not just her; it's also Bill. So we also need to do about the all the drugs what came into Arkansas and was being money laundered, or Arkansas, as people who say tomato call it.
I'll just call it the Clintons.
The Clintons.
Yes.
At home with the Clintons.
I think it might save me from being gagged by the American Secret Service.
You're not suicidal, are you?
No,
You've never been suicidal, and so.
Welcome to 14 Words. Neither me nor Hobbit are suicidal, although we may have information that will lead to the arrest and imprisonment of Hillary Clinton.
But that's okay, because we're moving on to that. The Clintons don't matter anymore, and that's why we can allegedly talk about their alleged kill list, allegedly.
Jerry Nadler shit himself, and Epstein didn't kill himself.
That's it, yep. Allegedly.
And there we go, that's all we need to know. Right, I've got to find Snopes again. Oh no, I've got to find Snopes, Hobbit.
Oh. Shouldn't it be your homepage by now?
Snopes. I'm going to have to...
Give all your money to Snopes.
Snopes.
If you give all your money to Snopes, he can keep prostitutes in employment.
Snopes.
Do you remember when prostitutes were called that and not sex workers?
Yeah. Right, so we're just going to carry on with Snopes, because that does seem to have a pretty comprehensive list of stuff that didn't happen.
Which is not snide or condescending in any way, shape or form.
Not at all. So where were we at to? I think we got to number... I think I made you get to number 20, didn't I?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Hello.
Here he is, Mr. Madfaz. Don't say fuck all.
Who's also
live. Who's also not suicidal.
Yeah.
You're not suicidal. All right.
You need to declare that you're not suicidal, Madfaz. So in Hillary
I'm not
Clinton
suicidal. I have no intention of inventing a water-powered car.
Oh, and also we got to use the phrase of the week, which is for the legal and public record. None of us are suicidal.
Yeah.
For the public and legal record of it.
Oh well,
you have to say it right, otherwise it don't count.
Tomato, tomato.
The best form of committing suicide is inventing a water-powered car. It's actually guaranteed, unlike slitting your wrist.
So right, shall I do 5? Then you do 5, and I think that's probably the quickest way to get through this, isn't it? In at number 20, Barbara Wise. So, Commerce Department. So this is what. So right. So there's 2 sections to this. There is what the quote unquote conspiracy theory website says, and then there's the snarky bit where Snoops go actually. So here's what really happened. Barbara Wise, Commerce Department Secretary, worked with Ron Brown and John Huang and had extensive knowledge of their activities. Found dead in her locked office the day after Thanksgiving. It was ruled a suicide. Interestingly, she was found partially clothed, bruised, and in a pool of blood. I think we actually did this one, but we can do it again. Actually, Hobbit, it was nothing like that. There was no blood at all.
No.
Her suicide wasn't a death.
No.
Nothing to see here.
Move along.
Yeah.
Yep.
A thorough investigation uncovered no evidence whatsoever of foul play or suicide. Wise had a history of frequent and severe health problems, including liver ailments, but her death was attributed to natural causes. So she naturally died in her office. Naturally.
When a thorough investigation was done, was the pathologist the same one that did the pathology on Michael Jackson?
Probably.
Yeah. He also did a pathology on someone else. That's it, Jeffrey Epstein.
Wait, no, it's not.
Yeah. Michael Jackson's pathologist did the pathology on Epstein. Epstein.
How can you do a pathology on someone who's alive?
Ah, wow.
Therein lies the question. Michael Jackson was technically and legally dead inside. I believe.
For the public and legal record, he was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, inside. Yeah.
So the next person is Charles Messner. Assistant Secretary of Commerce John Huang was given a special security clearance by Messner shortly after he died in a crash of a small plane. So here we go, another small plane crash. What's Snopes going to say about this?
Honestly, those plane crashes, they happen more often than car crashes in Mexico.
Yeah. Or Chappaquiddick. You don't get that one, Hobbit? Is that one just...
No,
Oh, that was one of the Kennedys. He had a pregnant secretary, so he crashed a car into a river.
Oh.
He managed to survive, but she didn't. And that's how you
All
deal
right.
with pregnant secretaries, Hobbit.
You nearly kill yourself.
Yeah. Of
All
course
right.
he nearly killed himself. So anyway, Charles Messner died in the same plane crash that took the life of Ron Brown, one in Croatia on the 3rd of April 1996. 14 Commerce Department staffers died in that crash, Messner and Brown among them. We're now we're now entering a long segment in this wherein a number of the deaths are tied to those of Don Henry and Kevin Ives, who were supposedly linked to Bill Clinton. All of this linkage is one big canard. Hey, look, there's only one type of canard, and it's an anti-Semitic one. You can't have general canards, can you?
General canards.
You can't have a general canard. There's only one type of canard.
There's only one type of canard.
There's only one canard, the human canard.
Yeah, that's it. Do you remember when Justin?
Wait, how is there a canard if it's general? You can't have a general. That's not what canards are.
Well, that's what Snopes said.
Stereotypes.
Well, he didn't say general canard. He just said one big canard. Like, you can't have canards that apply to other people. It only applies to anti-Semitism. Canards do. I know this for a fact.
Snopes being anti-Semitic.
They are actually being anti-Semitic by using the word canard in the first place, aren't they?
We should call the ADL on them. Tell them they're doing this.
Henry and Ives had nothing to do with Clinton. They were two young men who foolishly ripped off drugs from a dealer and were beaten to death in revenge. No link at all.
Canard.
No link at all between Clinton, Henry, or Ives. The following 8 entries collapsed like a house of cards because I've told you this statement. I have the last bit.
So there.
And we talk about Kevin Ives and Don Henry, 17-year-old boys who apparently saw something related to drugs in Mina by accident. Oh, didn't someone explain what Mina was? It's a place, isn't it, or something?
Middle East, North America? Oh, that doesn't make sense.
No, it's Middle East. It's Middle East.
Middle East, North Africa, that's it.
So, no, I think it must be somewhere specific, because it says, who apparently saw something related to drugs in Mina by accident late at night. So, no, I don't think it is. One officially ruled an accidental death on the train tracks, but evidence shows they died before being placed on the tracks. One of a crushed skull and the other a knife wound in the back.
Crushed skull, knife wound in the back.
That's just a straight up ruling a suicide, isn't it? A knife in the back.
Well, it's a famous way of committing suicide.
He died before he got on the tracks as well. It's quite a feat. I mean, that's Walking Dead shit right there, isn't it?
Well, actually, this is the actually. Actually, Henry and Ives were run over by a train on the 23rd of August 1987. Dr. Fahmy Malak, Arkansas's former state medical examiner, ruled the deaths accidental.
Wait. His name was Fahmy Malak.
Fahmy Malak. So actually, what happened was they fell asleep on the tracks after smoking marijuana.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing you do. When you have one marijuana, you will do things like sleep on railroad tracks.
And then get stabbed in the back. By unseen forces.
In 1988, a Saline County grand jury determined the boys were murdered and their bodies were afterward laid on the tracks. Well, these two things are quite similar. Like, one's where you fall asleep on train tracks because you've had a marijuana, and the other one's being murdered and having your bodies laid on. Apparently, the two types of death look exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, why are you questioning that?
I'm not questioning it. Snopes have told me, and it's the truth.
I'm going to write a letter to Snopes saying that you didn't sound 100% credulous.
So a number of Malak's determinations have been challenged and overturned during his career. So this isn't the only one he got wrong. You know,
Wait, there's
hold on.
more.
He's actually talking himself out of his own fucking. Well, actually, isn't he? So Snopes say a number of Malak's determinations have been challenged and overturned during his career. He certainly wasn't always a conscientious medical examiner, and his and Ives Henry rulings were only two of such he botched. So I don't really get what your point is, Snopes. Snopes are going, well, actually, they probably did get murdered and their bodies laid on the tracks. What?
It's Snopes. When you contradict yourself, it makes it harder for us to take the piss out of you.
Yeah, when you agree with us, how are we supposed to take the piss out of you? Actually, this bloke really was a useless examiner, so they probably did get murdered and put on the tracks. Okay, Snopes.
What? Okay, thanks, Snopes.
So getting back to the real meat of who killed the book. So like, forget that bit, Hobbit. What Snopes want you to do, they want you to forget that bit, because that's not really the story, Hobbit.
Okay, I'll just carry on playing Factorio.
Yeah, we find nothing. We find nothing that ties Ives and Henry to Clinton. Though various of these lists claim the boys accidentally stumbled onto a protected drug drop and were killed for it. But there's no reason to even believe that. In a 25th of May 1990 hearing before US Magistrate Henry Jones Jr., Catherine Brighthop said her boyfriend Paul William Criswell told her that he and 3 other men were involved in the teenagers' deaths. Brighthop said Criswell told her the boys tried to steal. So how was she involved then if she was just told by her boyfriend? Oh, he and 3 other men. Okay, so Criswell told her the boys tried to steal cocaine from Calloway's home and were caught and beaten to death before the bodies were placed on the tracks. So actually,
this is new information. This was not presented earlier.
No, it wasn't, was it? It wasn't.
New information has come to light.
Yeah, so why?
It wasn't just they smoked one marijuana and then decided to have a nap on the train tracks. When you do one marijuanas.
Oh, Uno says 19th and 20th of April are ritual days. Be careful out there. Oh fuck, we're done, Hobbit.
19th and 20th of April. Who else has a birthday on the 20th of April?
Why would Hitler do something like have his birthday on the International Smoke Weed Day? Yeah, Hitler.
Well, we all know Adolf Hitler was actually Walt Disney. It was just a part of the show.
Dom Elfkick has corrected us. They OD'd from injecting too many marijuanas.
Ah, yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I want to say that's not true, Fraser, but at the same time, I've never seen Walt Disney and Adolf Hitler in the room at the same time.
Exactly.
I've never seen Charlie Chaplin and Hitler in the same room at the same time.
You know what? That is true.
So anyway, night 24, Keith Coney had information on the Ives and Henry deaths. Died in a motorcycle accident with reports of a high-speed car chase involved. No, reports of a high-speed car chase involved. This is the conspiracy site. Do you want to know the real story? What really happened?
Actually.
Yeah. 19-year-old Keith Coney, with a C, not a K, died on the 17th of May 1988 when the motorcycle he was driving struck the back of a tractor trailer. He was riding a motorcycle he'd stolen the day before. There were no reports of a high-speed car chase involved in his fatal traffic. So he just rode into the back of it. No, because that's what happens. It happens sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, that tractor was going so fast.
Well, I think
you just couldn't miss it.
Isn't a tractor trailer in English? In English, isn't that an Arctic Hobbit?
Yeah, unless they're specifically talking about a tractor pulling a trailer.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing. Because they also call like Arctics semis. So not too sure on that.
I mean, it just looks stupid if it's actually a tractor pulling a trailer, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think. I mean, so this guy on his motorbike, he must have had really poor sight because he just couldn't see the back of an articulated lorry. Ian wants people to know that he's pulled a few wide loads in his time.
Yep.
Haven't we all?
For the public and legal record, Ian has pulled a full wide loads in his time.
Yeah.
Full disclosure. Yeah.
Keith McCaskill, I'll say he's next, 25. So the next one's yours, Hobbit. Keith McCaskill had information on the Ives and Henry deaths, stabbed to death. I mean, this is all just fucking normal stuff, isn't it? Somebody has a So two people get stoned, lay down on the tracks, die. One person knows. Two of the witnesses that have information about it just die. One of them in a car accident, and the other one stabbed to death. This is just all normal shit. Like, these people are just paranoid, aren't they? It's just all normal stuff.
Yeah.
So, actually, in August 1989, Ronald Shane Smith was sentenced to 10 years for the 10th of November 1988 murder of Keith McCaskill. McCaskill had earlier expressed fears for his life, linking them to his knowing something about the railroad track thing. Smith may have been paid to kill McCaskill, as a prison inmate said he'd been approached and offered $4,000 to kill McCaskill himself.
Number 26. Gregory Collins. He had information on the Ives and Henry deaths. Gunshot wound to the head. Greg Collins.
From behind.
He's 25 years old, of Bryant in Arkansas, or Arkansas to those who say tomato, was found shot in the woods near Roston on the 2nd of December 1989.
On 2 December. You've got these are facts, so it's the 2 December.
Yeah, I need to read it as it's for the public and legal record. I'm not adding words that aren't there.
Yeah.
So he was found shot in the woods near Roston on 2 December 1989. If he truly knew something about drug-fueled murders, there's reason enough for him to have been killed without any connection to Bill Clinton. That's it. 27. Jeff.
So Snopes are going, this is a load of bullshit. But yeah, they would have been murdered for knowing something about the two people that fell asleep on the train tracks after having marijuana.
Yeah. Hey, well, why are you trying to question this? I mean, when you question it, it doesn't sound as plausible as what they make it out to be.
Yeah, but I'm not questioning it because it goes along with what they've said.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a drive-by in the woods. You know, just a general, normal, random drive-by. It could have been, couldn't it?
Gangbangers in the woods.
Yeah.
But actually, if there was a film called Gangbangers in the Woods, at
least say there was a deer hunting accident or something, like Christ.
Yeah. What's it, Dick Cheney? He went hunting with Dick Cheney.
I would like to know the events surrounding the Dick Cheney thing where he shot his friend, not enemy, shot his friend like 20 times. His friend survived, and then went on television to publicly apologise to Dick Cheney for getting in the way of his pellets.
For wasting his ammo.
I'm so sorry to put my dear friend Dick Cheney for all this distress of, getting in the way of his bullets. When he was just trying to shoot some...
I blocked his absolutely brilliant shot.
Yeah.
Once I got hit once, I just couldn't stop hitting the others. Like,
yeah.
I'm so sorry for fucking hell. It's bad, isn't it?
It's a magic trick gone wrong. I was just trying to catch them, but
yeah. I just watched that Carly Black Label advert where the German guy throws all the bouncing bombs back, and I just thought I'd reenact it with Dick Cheney's bullets.
I know this is about the Clinton list, but the thing is...
Ian says Dick Cheney sounds like some sort of bondage practice.
Well, now you say that, actually, yeah, he's got another weird name, isn't it? Dick
Cheney.
I don't know. Some of these people with these bloody names, man, it just makes you think this is theatre, right?
Yeah.
I always think the most remarkable fact I know about Dick Cheney is he's got the world record for being the human being alive the longest without a pulse. Did you know about this?
I thought he had a record for being the most evil man alive, didn't he?
Well, I think he was in close competition, but lost to Karl Rove on that one. Donald Rumsfeld was a close third, I think, as well.
Why?
But
What happens when? So if you're the evilest man alive, what happens when he dies? You just lose to Hitler instantly.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the thing is,
I think fucking Hitler's just a noob compared to Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney makes Hitler look like he wasn't even trying.
Dick Cheney was on a waiting list for, I think it was 186 days, something like that, for a heart. And in the meantime, he just had like a motor in it. So he had no pulse, but his blood was still circulating. And most people die when that happens because without a pulse, they get very depressed and just their body shuts down. But Dick Cheney was determined to live, so he did.
Yeah.
And that's why he holds the world record for being.
I mean, to be fair, you can't normally kill people like Dick Cheney without a stake through the heart, can you?
And that's why Dick Cheney was the longest man alive without a pulse, which is a feat which will probably never be bested.
I mean,
but
just evil
so
never dies. It's not a saying, evil never dies.
Yeah, he's like, no, there's still some Africans I need to abuse. I have to keep alive.
I've got more friends to shoot whilst hunting.
Yeah. There's not enough people suffering in the world. I've got to keep alive. Just another day. He always talked through gritted teeth as well. He's always like, I'm going to take that baby's face off with my teeth. So, speaking of tearing flesh off, 27.
Dom says he thinks that Dick Cheney and Rumsfeld have killed more people than Genghis Khan. To be fair, like, Rumsfeld probably was the junior partner in it. Like, Cheney Cheney is literally a man. I think he'd be quite happy just to, like, bathe in the blood of people.
Not just that, but Madeleine Albright, she was like, salivating over the fact that her sanctions on Iraq resulted in the deaths of millions of Iraqis, mostly children and elderly. And she's like, yep, it was a good policy. And it's
I think Dick Cheney has probably got like an Olympic-sized swimming pool full of blood, and I think he swims in it and he like takes the blood in his mouth, spits it out. I think he does that.
Does he do backstroke or breaststroke in it?
I think breaststroke.
How evil are you?
Get the blood all over his face. I think he probably likes the blood on his face.
He does butterfly.
Butterfly. Oh, fucking hell. That's PTSD flashbacks there, man. This fucking butterfly stroke. Learning to swim with a butterfly stroke. Fuck me.
Oh, man.
Right, anyway, Hobbit, what are you trying to distract from Jeff Rhodes and how?
Yeah, Jeff Rhodes, who was trying to distract from the fact Jerry Nadler shit himself. He had information
by having information on Ives and Henry McCaskill that he didn't need to.
Yeah, which would lead to the arrest of Hillary and Bill Clinton. So anyway, he was tortured, mutilated, shot, and body burned in a dumpster. So another suicide. In July,
fire. I found that video. There. Do you remember the one that Metica used to find really funny? The dumpster fire.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Dumpster fire.
The dumpster fire.
In July 1989, Frank Pilcher was arrested. Yeah, Frank Pilchard was arrested for the April 1989 murder of Jeffrey Rhodes. Rhodes had earlier told his father he feared for his life because he'd witnessed a narcotics transaction. Rhodes was last seen alive on April 3. His body was discovered in a dumpster on April 19. He'd been shot twice in the head and his body was badly burned. The body was likely burned in an effort to destroy forensic evidence that led investigators to the murderer.
Who wasn't in any way connected to... They need to add an extra sentence on it. Yeah. Who obviously wasn't in any way linked to the Clintons.
Who definitely wasn't Bill Clinton. And when witnessing the narcotics transfer, definitely Bill Clinton wasn't there in the Arkansas airport where the drugs were being flown in. Which was then used to fund his... Definitely wasn't used to fund his presidential campaign. So, 28, James Milam, not Milan, Milam, Milam? Let's call him James Milam so I don't get confused. Yeah. He had information on the Ives and Henry deaths. They got all information, but not leading to the arrest of Hillary Clinton. He was decapitated. The coroner ruled death due to natural causes.
Couldn't that have just been like an accident while he was shaving? I think this conspiracy site are just like over-egging it now, aren't they?
if the coroner, yes, this conspiracy site called Snopes.com.
Yeah.
Um,
just
if
just shaving accident. That's what the coroner should have ruled it, shouldn't he?
if the coroner ruled death due to natural causes, yes, it is very natural to die if you have like severe blood loss. That is very natural. So anyway,
Well, like how many family members you had Hobbit where their heads just fell off and they've died?
well, I know like
Just
when
happens all
people
the time, don't it?
when people get decapitated, blood loss is severe and rapid, and that does result in death. So yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's what the
He
problem
naturally
is.
died after being decapitated, didn't he?
Yeah, it's natural to die of blood loss. The decapitation is
What
neither
the
here nor
fuck,
there.
Hobbit? You've got to read this next
Well,
paragraph.
I will get to it. So this is all from Snopes.com.
Yeah.
This is my favourite entry. Remember that Arkansas medical examiner, the one I said wasn't always the most conscientious investigator on God's green earth? Yep, we're about to see him again. Fahmy Malak,
Yeah.
Fahmy Malak, Malak. Fahmy Malak listed James Milam's cause of death as a perforated ulcer. Oh, okay. Adding that Milam's...
It's ripped his head off.
Have you not read? I've just had a look on NHS.com and like some of the symptoms of perforated ulcer are head falling off.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
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 The perforated ulcer was when his head was removed. That's now a perforated ulcer. So yeah, he added that Milam's small dog afterwards ate the man's dead head, accounting for Milam's headless condition. Well,
His whole head, the skull and all.
Just took the head off. Just took the head off.
I tell you, I retract any of my former incredulity. I obviously, if I just read the coroner's report, I'd have understood. It's obvious. The dog just ate his head. Milam's daughter-in-law insisted.
Do these people not realise, like, taking someone's head off is apparently like really, really. It's not like an easy thing to do, is it?
Well, how many heads have you removed?
Yeah.
For all you know, it might just be like as easy as perforating an ulcer.
Can I take the fifth on that one?
For all I know,
For the
perforating
public
a
legal record. How many heads have you taken off, Emma?
I'd like not to answer that question.
For the public and legal record, removing a head is as easy as perforating an ulcer.
Well, no, it's literally one of the symptoms of perforated ulcer. Head can fall off.
Yes.
Do not allow head to fall off near small dog.
Well, I tell you what, statistically speaking, if your head falls off, you're more likely to have a perforated ulcer. So Fahmy Malak, you know what, is A-OK in my book. Nothing suspicious here whatsoever. Moving on. Milam's daughter-in-law insisted Milam was murdered. She claimed Malak showed her photographs of the headless corpse. The neck was cut clean. Well, you know, the dog's got good teeth. The Milam family has not attempted...
Do they literally not know how scavengers work? They go for the soft tissues first.
No, so they obviously...
Like, yeah, well, necks. They like necks, don't they, obviously?
Well, no, they only get at the neck to, like, bleed out the prey. They don't actually, like, start eating from the neck.
Yeah. You guys with
dead,
your...
go for the underbelly, yeah.
You with your overthinking and I'm Crocodile Dundee. Look, the dog food adverts tell me they like marrowbone jelly. Yep. And where's the best source of marrowbone jelly? It's in the brain. That's why he was decapitated. The dog wanted the marrowbone goodness of his brain.
Yeah.
Brains.
Yeah, exactly. The brains are, you know, they're full of cholesterol
Zombies
and other...
small dogs both love brains,
that's it.
don't they?
Yeah, there we go.
Dogs both love brains.
So now, Milam's daughter-in-law, Sister Milam's, but yeah, I said that, head cut clean, yeah. The Milam family has not attempted to legally challenge the ruling because of the expense, so we'll never know why the cat jumps, ulcer or murder. Also, we will never know which way the cat jumps, ulcer or murder. Whatever killed him, Milam died 3 months before...
I can't believe you didn't know that head falling off was was one of the symptoms of a perforated ulcer. Hobbit.
Yeah, but can you have a perforated ulcer anywhere on your body and your head will just fall clean off?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Look, I'm going to be like that woman in Congress saying that I'm not a biologist, so I can't tell you what a woman is.
I had a perforated ulcer.
Yeah, I'm not I bow to Snopes because I'm not a biologist. I don't know, like, whether dogs chop heads off first when the owner dies.
Obviously they do because of that marrowbone goodness.
Yeah.
So, get it right. Now, whatever killed him, Milam died 3 months before the Ives and Henry murders. What are we supposed to believe here? That Clinton conspirators knocked off someone who had information on the Ives and Henry deaths 3 months before Ives and Henry actually died. Wow, talk about a preemptive strike. Am I right, guys? So, this is a big, long one. This is really exhaustive here. 29. Jordan Kettleson had information.
To be fair, he did die before the deaths, because I just checked that one. They died 23rd of August 1987. So he died 3 years after.
Well, I want to say 20. So Jordan Kettleson had information on the pot being
It's
black.
Jordan Kettleson. Hobbit, you had to do it in a real snarky voice.
Had information on the Ives and Henry deaths, found shot in the front seat of his pickup truck. 20-year-old John Kettleson died on 25 June 1990. There you go. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to know more than that. So 30, Dr. Stanley Hurd, chair. I think they mean chairman, but it says chair here. National
Are they chairpersons still? Or are they just chair beings or something? Is it
chair people?
Yeah.
No,
chair people that may or may not have penises or vaginas.
No, that's outdated. They're now people of chair.
People of chair.
National Chiropractic Healthcare Advisory Committee. He personally treated Clinton's mother, stepfather, and brother. His personal small plane developed problems, so he rented another. Fire broke out in flight, and my God, what is it with these small planes? The safety records on them.
Literally,
it's a miracle anybody sets foot in them. They're death traps.
Oh, I think Dom's corrected us. It's chair-attracted persons.
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, speaking of which, have you ever heard of the term called MAP? Yes. I know what it stands for now. It's called Minor Attracted Paedophile.
Person.
Yes, minor attracted paedophile.
Yeah.
Now, Stanley Hurd and Stephen Dixon died on 10 September 1993 when their Piper Turbo Lance II caught fire shortly after takeoff from Dulles Airport and crashed. They attended a briefing that morning on the Clinton administration's healthcare plan. Dixon's plane had developed mechanical problems on the way to Washington the week before, so Dixon and Hurd rented the Cherokee. So they rented the smoke and peace pipe in St. Louis to make the trip.
Yeah.
They rented a badly maintained plane, and it cost them their lives.
That's just bad luck, isn't it?
It's bad. Yeah.
I'm with Snopes on this. This is just bad luck.
Happenstance.
It's just like literally any small plane you're about to get into is just fucked. Like, don't even fly small planes ever, because they're every last one of them are all
plane
fucked.
failure before he went to see him beforehand. Especially on the Clinton's dime.
Like you weren't here last week, Fraser. It was all car crashes, house robberies, and fucking plane crashes. Small plane crashes. It's just an absolute joke.
You mean the Nigel Farage?
Yes, the Nigel Farage incident. But what I've learned.
So all the Final Destination films are based on Hillary Clinton's death. Then everything's going wrong.
Well, that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a new film. There's going to be The Final Destination. You're just going to see Hillary Clinton giggling in the background. It's going to do a flashback to all the murders from Final Destination. You're just going to see Hillary Clinton giggling in the background.
No, the thing is, right, I don't know what it's like to be a pilot, but I know in the world of professional driving, you have to do something called a walk-round check. Now, for those of you not familiar, a walk-round check is you walk around the vehicle and you check it to go, is this thing going to kill me if I go inside it and operate it? So I'm guessing the Dr. Stanley Hurd and Stephen Dixon are just fucking idiots who don't know how to do a walk round check
Yeah,
and
but
go,
Hobbit,
oh,
Hobbit, you don't need to do a walk around check because airplane travel is the most safest form of travel.
well, clearly not when it's small aircraft.
They just thought, why is it not constantly raining small aircraft?
Well, no, you're right. It is the safest, unless you're in like a 500 kilometer fucking circle around Clinton's drugs or something.
Unless you ever met Hillary Clinton or Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you didn't want to help them grow their business portfolio.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So 31 is Steve Dixon, attorney.
Oh, wait. We still haven't got. I'm still done number 30. Here's what the NTSB had to say about this crash. I found nothing on the National Chiropractic Healthcare Advisory that Hurd supposedly people have chaired.
Yeah.
What does the NTSB thing say? During climb to cruise, it's all caps. During climb to cruise, the airplane's engine compartment caught fire. Witnesses on the ground stated they saw flames coming from the nose wheel area. During the emergency descent, the airplane impacted tree tops prior to colliding with the terrain. Post-accident examination of the engine revealed the left intermediate exhaust pipe had separated from the left crossover exhaust pipe, which allowed hot gases to spew directly into the engine compartment. The left intermediate pipe flange was cracked and the engine between... Sorry, the engagement... The cracked flange, and the engagement between the left intermediate and crossover pipe was less than the required 1.5 inches. A clamp securing the exhaust pipes to the accessory case was missing. The examination also revealed that numerous airworthiness directives were not complied with, and the exhaust system on the accident engine was not the correct system. The airplane's last annual inspection was performed on July 13, 1993, about 3 flight hours prior to the accident flight. The National Transportation Safety Board determines the probable causes of the accident as follows. An inadequate annual inspection of the airplane and non-compliance with the airworthiness directives by company maintenance personnel.
Could you imagine the walk round? Well, I've had a walk around. It's kind of smoking a bit and absolutely reeks of petrol. Yeah, it'll be right, pal.
I've
just had a look in the engine bay. Is that exhaust supposed to be cracked and rattling loose? Yeah. Or they're all like that, mate.
It's a problem. It's a common problem with them. It's fine though. It's reek.
No,
it's a manufacturer's flaw. You know, it's built in. You know.
No. It's not a manufacturer's flaw. They're all like that. It's fine.
Well, you know how Ford engines are kind of tappy. Well, those engines are a bit like that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the NTSB report on the incident. And if you don't believe then...
you know, I'm not even gonna read like conspiracy theory stuff anymore. I'm just gonna read from now on like the quote unquote reasonable explanation for all this stuff because it's like,
oh mate, yeah, they're the best conspiracies. You know, fire melts steel beams, fucking.
This bloke just flew a plane that was completely fucked.
Because he's an idiot. I mean, he's the people of chair of the board of chiropractors, so obviously he's a dribbling moron.
Well, he is, because chiropractic is fucking fake science. Fake fucking... It's not even medical, is it?
Oh, do we need to do a Fortean on that?
Yeah. Chiropractors, definitely.
So anyway...
Dom said, were you doing a John McCririck Hobbit?
I was reading the NTSB report, and it's in all caps, so it had to be read with that stentorian voice.
So anyway, the next load of old rubbish is Steve Dixon, attorney for Hurd, died in the same plane crash. Obviously, Dixon attended the same briefing Hurd did. We do not know if he was there as Hurd's lawyer or independent reasons.
Also was unable to perform a walk-round check on the plane because he's a dribbling idiot. I mean, everyone knows what...
a bit of smoking and reeking of like fumes is like completely normal for a plane.
I mean, he's like, I'm a lawyer, mate, not a mechanic. It looks fine to me.
I'm not a biologist. I don't know if that engine's fine or not.
Yeah.
So next we have John Hillier, video journalist and investigator. He helped produce the documentary Circle of Power in the Clinton Chronicles. He mysteriously died in a dentist chair for no apparent reason. Again, we could
okay.
find no record of this man's death or of his work. So,
weird.
he
Well, in
didn't
that
even
case,
exist.
moving on then.
Moving on.
John Doe appears in dentist chair. John Doe's eyes. The end. Is that it?
Holy
Fucking-
fuck! There have been a few dental chair deaths, but you've turned up nothing on this one. So why are the? Oh right, so they do 33 to 44 altogether. Former Clinton bodyguards who are dead. Steve Willis, Robert Williams, Todd McKean, Conway LeBleur were alcohol, tobacco, and firearms agents killed during the Waco confrontation. So okay, so we'll give them that Hillary Clinton probably didn't kill them. I'll give Snopes that one. So Brian Hanley, Timothy Sable, William Barkley, and Scott Reynolds all died in a helicopter crash. So more fucking scrap metal falling out of the sky for no reason.
Looks airworthy to me.
Yeah, looks fine to me. It's only smoking a bit. So they died when the Black Hawk helicopter they'd taken out for a maintenance evaluation flight crash. Fuck me.
Wait, so they just fixed it, and it's like, let's go and give it a flight to see if it's fixed. Oh, I guess not then.
Is that what they do? Everyone piles in when they've just fixed a helicopter. Is that what they do?
Hey, should that spanner be there? Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we always rest it just above the engine, just above the rotor.
Is that fuel pipe supposed to be like spewing fuel loose, or is it supposed to be attached to something like the engine? It'll be fine.
How about this one? Jarrett Robertson, William Densberg, and Robert Kelly and Gary Rhodes, the chef, Gary Rhodes with the big hair, all died on 23 February 1993 when their Army UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter crashed on landing in Wiesbaden, Germany. A jury later found that the pilots were not at fault, but the helicopter entered into an uncontrollable right turn caused by a design defect.
Was the design defect like I don't know, a bullet to the back of the head?
Could well have been.
I mean, obviously, I know that there is no foul play here. I'm just like
none whatsoever.
No.
How about this one? Gary Johnson, former attorney for Larry Nichols, severely beaten and left for dead. Again, couldn't find nothing on this incident or even this man's life. So, yeah, he didn't even exist. What are you talking about? Snopes is saying on that one.
Well, when they say couldn't find anything about it, they're not really being exhaustive with these reports, are they?
Mm. Well, they give it a quick Google, couldn't find anything.
Yeah. What more do you want from us?
Yeah, right. So,
remember, Snopes does it for free.
It looks like they do. Dennis Patrick had millions of dollars laundered through his account at Lassiter & Co. without his knowledge. There have been several attempts on his life, all unsuccessful. But if he's dead, then that's not a success. Well, it's Hobbit. Snopes would say about this, it's hard to know what to say about this one. Though we found credible reference to Patrick's life being in danger a few times, we're unable to trace back to news reports on the... So if there's no news report, it didn't happen, Hobbit.
Yeah.
No news.
If no news is good news, without seeing them, we're not confident in stating an opinion on whether or not those attempts took place. Patrick...
Why is that then?
Because they didn't see a news report, and if you didn't see a news report, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Patrick was a client of Lassiter, albeit a reluctant one. He was asked to open an account there, but he refused. One was open for him anyway, and he was handed profits, in quotes and quotes, from one's transaction for his part in allowing whatever was going on to take place. Again, someone who got involved with drug dealers ended up in trouble. In this case, an otherwise upstanding man took money he knew to be dirty to keep quiet about what his account was being used for. If was subsequently chased by drug dealers who didn't want the details of the transactions to come to light, was that all that surprising?
Wow. We'll never know from the way that's confusingly worded.
Yeah, that's really badly worded. L.J. Davis, a reporter, while investigating the Clinton scandals, he was attacked in his hotel room and his notes were taken. He survived. This isn't a body count. He's still alive. Davis said he had awakened in his hotel room with a big bump on his head. He soon admitted having drunk at least 4 martinis that night. Fucking hell. 4 martinis, Hobbit.
It's a miracle he's still alive.
I can't believe that man drank 4 martinis. Blimey. Is 4 martinis more or less than 1 marijuana?
Well, it's. I mean, if
equal.
Top Cat done 4 martinis, he'd be sick on himself, passed out, crying. It'd be the end of the world.
No pages were missing from his notebook, and he had no idea where he ended up on the floor. I certainly wasn't about to conclude that somebody cracked me on the head, he said at the time.
Someone's been sick all over me. Yeah, and someone shit my pants as well.
Someone shit my pants.
It's like, obviously he took the crack on the head as a fucking warning and shut his mouth, didn't he? It's just fucking totally obvious, isn't it? Whoa, I had 4 martinis last night, fucking hell. I nearly had to go to hospital to have my stomach pumped. Oh dear. Larry Nichols, former marketing director of ADFA. I don't know what that is. Oh right, it says in the actually bit. Responsible for bringing forth more evidence and witnesses on Clinton corruption than any other source. Very public about his claims against Clinton. He has suffered 6 beatings, arrest on trumped-up charges, and a near arrest. What?
Okay.
He was arrested and he was nearly arrested.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Actually, Hobbit, in 1988, Larry Nichols, then the marketing director for the Arkansas Development Finance Authority, was fired from his job for making hundreds of calls to the Nicaraguan Contras from his office. In 1990, he filed a lawsuit against Clinton, claiming the then governor of Arkansas and others made him the scapegoat in a misappropriations of funds charge that cost him his job. In that suit, he also tossed in claims of extramarital affairs, naming 5 women Clinton was supposed to have chased across the sheets. What?
Chased across the sheets? Is that a way of saying a bit rapey?
Bill Clinton things.
Chased. Obviously, they didn't want it, did they?
Yeah.
That sounds like a euphemistic way of saying he was being a bit rapey.
Yeah.
Nichols withdrew his lawsuit in 19...
Did those 5 women end up dead as well? Like, after, or did not find the body?
No, they just flew a microlight plane into the sunset.
Nichols also happened to be on the same plane, right, when that happened, yeah?
Yeah, probably. You know what these like small planes are like? They're just falling out the air out of the way all the time, aren't they?
5 women that Clinton chased allegedly end up dead on the same plane. Weird that.
What are the chances? Just what are the chances?
So Nichols withdrew his lawsuit in 1992 and issued a round of apologies to everyone involved. He admitted what he'd said had been an attempt to destroy the governor by innuendo. Well, we've all been done there. We've all been there. You throw a load of money into a court suit just for a laugh, that shits and giggles, don't you? And then and then we're all sorry again, aren't we?
And then one night, you're having 4 martinis in your hotel, and you wake up with a bump on your head, and then you're just like, it was just a laugh.
Yeah, he might have had 5 martinis. They didn't mention how many martinis Larry Nichols has had. Nichols has since changed his tune yet again and has returned to making allegations against Clinton, always being careful to just stop just sort of as short of asserting Clinton is involved in various murders and other crimes Nichols points to as suspicious. Since his dismissal from the AFDA, Nichols has made a career of peddling. I love peddling. Peddling automatically assumes bullshitting, doesn't it? That's the way they use peddling, don't they? Anti-Clinton. Oh God, anti-Clinton. Anti-Clintonism. Books.
That's an anti-Clinton canard.
Yeah, that is an anti-Clinton canard. Books and tapes to the lunatic fridge. Take anything claimed about by or this man with a huge grain of salt.
Okay, and then what?
All right then, Hobbit. Here's a little question for you then. Now ask yourself, how many people with whom you were acquainted have died mysteriously or violently in the past 10 years?
I can neither confirm nor deny that question, I think.
Probably 1.
Who? 1?
I could probably say 1. Oh, you don't know him, but I can only name about 1.
So, in the past 10 years, how many people have I know have died brutally and horribly?
In car accidents or I mean, you must have just like I've got just loads. They go up in a little airplane.
Oh,
it just
well,
falls out of the sky. It happens to everybody.
There was an acquaintance of mine, but she died in a car crash 20 years ago. So, yeah.
I might be bad to get up to 3, but none of them knew Bill Clinton or Hillary.
Yeah.
Not that you know of.
So this is if they stop. That's it. That's the end of the list.
Really? I thought there was 50.
No, they only got up to 48. I thought it was bigger lists than this.
They had to redact the other 2 because
Yeah, we'll have to find some more then.
Well, because they were credible.
in August, how about this one then? In August 2019, an in-custody death by suicide of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein triggered a new round of attempts to connect the Clintons with a murder plot conspiracy.
Now, who would do a thing like that?
They do a bit of whataboutism. Why was Linda Tripp or Lewinsky not killed? I suppose it's ones that can be made plausible. I suppose, isn't it?
We'll never know.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find some more. I think I've got some more in there. Can't remember which ones I've already done. So yeah, that's Snopes' take on it. So yeah, what about you? How many people do you know have died in beatings, airplane crashes, and car crashes in your life? Loads of them, Hobbit.
Oh yeah, I mean it happens all the time. All the
time. You're just paranoid.
Yep, that's it.
What we got here? I don't know. Bill Clinton body count list. This isn't like a proper list. So where are we? You got any more you want to talk about the Clintons or Fraser? You got anything you want to talk about?
Nope.
Clinton wise or anything like that?
No, because you must be mistaken.
Yeah.
There's not 50 of them, you idiot. Why would you even make such an outrageous claim? 50 deaths. You'll be hearing from my lawyer about those 20 deaths. There's only 15 deaths. What do you mean the 5 deaths? There were no deaths attributed
and those
to the
5 deaths
Clintons.
that left are completely normal, like natural death, like head falling off.
Yeah, and going to the dentist. Like
There is not one death attributed to the Clintons. You can't prove otherwise. You'll be hearing from my lawyer about those 5 deaths you say the Clintons owe you.
Who do you think's killed more then? Bill or Hillary?
Who do you think's personally strangled more babies between the two?
Hillary, of course.
Who do you think goes into a Planned Parenthood, a abortion clinic, and wears a spike suit with spikes and then just rolls around on the floor?
Oddly specific.
So who have we missed in it? I think these Christopher Sign. Who's this then? Seth Rich. Why haven't we spoken about Seth Rich, Hobbit?
Who is he? And why does his name keep turning up?
Seth Rich. You remember for the Seth Rich, don't you?
His name rings a bell, but I don't know
for the
why.
Democratic National Committee,
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah,
I mean, it was found to be not suspicious in the fucking slightest. You crazy loon.
Well, he can't be suspicious because Rich grew up in a Jewish family in Omaha, Nebraska.
Isn't that slightly suspicious? Because oh no.
He volunteered for the Nebraska Democratic Party and turned for Senator Ben Nelson and was active in Jewish outreach, which is the term sometimes used to translate the Hebrew word kiruv or kuruv. Normative Judaism forbids seeking converts to Judaism from other regions, although all denominations do accept those who follow it, so it's a conversion thing.
Conversion therapy.
Yeah. And worked with the United States Census Bureau. In 2011, he graduated from Creighton University with a degree in political science. He moved to Washington, D.C. to work for pollster Greenberg Quinlan Rosner. That sounds like a straight-up organisation to me, doesn't it?
It sounds kosher to me.
Yeah, in 2014 he began working for the Democratic National Committee as the Voter Expansion Data Director. One of his tasks at the DNC was the development of a computer application to help voters locate polling stations. That sounds weird, doesn't it? So
What's wrong with just having like a signpost in your town saying polling booth
how
this
about
way?
you work it out for yourself? You know,
How about a requirement?
I was going to say a word there, but I'm sure we can all get
How about a requirement for voting is you have to figure out where the polling station is. Like you have to figure out where your town or village hall or the school is, what hosts the thing. And if you're too incompetent to figure that out, then you don't get to vote.
That sounds like an anti-African canard to me, Hobbit.
That's like a fucking scam then in Australia, isn't it? Like fucking hell.
What's that?
Make voting like a geocache, mate. Just keep like...
Chippy Clips. He said, how did they know that Diana had dandruff? They found her head and shoulders all over the dashboard. That's not nice.
You know what Diana stands for, don't you? Died in a nasty accident.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
A bit different to the other one. You need another 7 astronauts.
So anyway, so on Sunday 16th, July 10, 2016, at 4:20 a.m., Rich was shot about a block from his apartment at the southwest corner of Flagler Place and West Street Northwest. Fucking hell, do you know all those wests in a street name? In the
West
Street.
West
Street Northwest, North Street Northwest,
North by Northwest Street.
West by Northwest Street. In the Bloomingdale neighbourhood of Washington, D.C. Earlier that night, he'd been at Lou's City Bar, a sports pub about 1.8 miles, 2.9 kilometres from his apartment in Columbia Heights, where he was a regular customer. He left when the bar was closing about 1:30 or 1:45 a.m. The police were alerted to gunfire at 4:20 a.m. Fucking hell! How long does it take him to walk? How long does it take him to walk home?
Maybe he got lost.
It's a fucking hour and a half.
Hey, well, Hemi, if there's anything I learnt from the Mandela effect stuff, we're all dribbling morons who don't know where your house is. So it probably just took him like that many hours to remember where he lives. And all the time he was questioning himself.
It doesn't say what the distance from the bar is, though, does it? Oh, sorry. No, earlier that night he'd been at Lou's City Bar, a sports pub 1.8 miles from his apartment.
Oh, yeah.
So he left when the bar was closed about 1:45. So then he was a block from his apartment. So I don't know how long a block is, but it's going to be like quarter of a mile at the most, isn't it?
Yeah. Right.
So like it took him over 2 hours, 2 hours 35 minutes to walk about a mile and a half.
Was he like he must have been like shoulder checking every wall on the way.
5 martinis.
He must have been like stopping to piss every 5 minutes as well.
I think he had 4 martinis and I had a martini Henry right in the head.
He had 4 martinis and 1 marijuana.
Fucking hell, that's some sort of record in it, like taking that long to get through, get that short a distance.
Well, to be fair, like where I used to live, come on, brain, you almost had it. Where I used to live, it would take me about 5 minutes to walk from my house to the town centre, and on my 20th birthday, that route took me about the better part of an hour to walk. I didn't realise the term blind drunk actually meant like you're blind drunk. So I learnt that day.
Yeah,
that
I've been that drunk before.
Yep. Yeah, and I too got that drunk. So
this is like, I think there was some sort of time dilation effect going on here, because within about 1 minute after the gunshot, police officers found Rich unconscious with multiple gunshot wounds. He was transported to a nearby hospital where he died over 1.5 hours after being shot. That he was not shot in the head is seen evidence against the shooting having been an assassination. According to police, he died from 2 shots to the back and may have been killed in an attempted robbery. Residents noted the neighbourhood had been plagued by robberies.
Yeah.
So Richie's mother told NBC's Washington affiliate WRC-TV there had been a struggle. His hands were bruised, his knees were bruised, his face is bruised, yet he had 2 shots to his back. And yet they never took anything. They didn't finish robbing him, they just took his life. The police told the family they found a surveillance recording showing a glimpse of the legs of 2 people who could be the killers.
Weird.
Yeah, so conspiracy, there we go. Conspiracy theory. Obviously this is complete nonsense of it.
Yeah. Only
Polit-
dribbling retard would think there's something suspicious in this.
Political conspiracy theories, racially charged comments started to appear on social media the day after Richie's death. Which is fucking rampant anti-Semitism, was it? Within days, right-wing conspiracy theories began circulating, including false claims that his murder was connected to the...
Wait. Right wing? What is the left-wing conspiracy theory, then?
There aren't any.
The left wing is entirely rational about everything.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Hold on. Shall we do a quick aside? Shall I Google left-wing conspiracy theory?
Yeah, do it. I just want to hear what is that like? Left-wing conspiracy theory, like Karl Marx didn't actually want communism.
Well, I know a left-wing conspiracy theory that Tommy Robinson's a Nazi.
Darren's black. You know.
No, Spiked have done the rise of left-wing conspiracy theories.
Oh, I know. George Bush blew up the Twin Towers. That's a left-wing conspiracy theory.
No, it's even worse than you thought it was. Brexit has ruthlessly This is from Spiked Online, so this is supposedly a right-wing thing. Brexit has ruthlessly exposed the poverty of mainstream left-wing thought, which is now mobilised against Brexit itself. Not all of the left is anti-Brexit, of course, but certainly the UK left's leading proponents are, from the Corbynised Labour Party to the pundits and academics who so ostentatiously style themselves as left-wing, radical, and sometimes even Marxist.
Yeah.
Sneeze.
I was driving past a place. I had to go into the city, and when I was there, they had this thing called the Up in Arms, and they had all these Extinction Rebellion logos spray painted on the sidewalk, as the Americans call it. I didn't take a picture of the stickers. No,
you're supposed to point and take a picture of the stickers. That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
For the public and legal record, obviously. Yeah.
For the public and legal record, yeah. Sorry, Tassob, I didn't point at the stickers.
The poverty of their thought lies principally in the embrace of conspiracism. This can take the form of overt anti-Semitism.
Oh, call it with the anti-Semit. Oh, yeah, that's it. When they talk about the class struggle, they say that's just as anti-Semitic canard.
Oh, sometimes the conspirators are disaster capitalists. Sometimes it's corporations. Or even specific individuals or entitled money wreckers. Doing the bidding of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Oh my God.
Dun.
Fucking hell, this is awful. I don't know what's worse. The fact that these things exist, or the fact that Spiked even bothered to make an article. I can't read any more of that.
Conspiracy. Joe Biden did not sniff that girl's hair.
Well, you know, isn't Hunter Biden's laptop a conspiracy theory technically?
Well, the external hard drive with an extra 450 gigabytes of Hunter Biden dick pics is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
hey, I heard.
As we know, if there's no mainstream news article about it, then it doesn't exist. It's not real.
Yeah.
Except that there is now.
Oh, is there?
I think, yeah.
Quick, call someone.
Call the FBI.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this gets even worse. According to British journalist Duncan Campbell, I've got to find out what paper he writes for because I'm betting it's The Guardian. Oh, he's freelance, and I did see a video on YouTube that said that freelance means Marx. It means left wing, doesn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, a very wise man in a cheap suit taught me that. According to British journalist Duncan Campbell, the Russian intelligence agency, the GRU, tried to implicate Rich as the source of the GRU.
Isn't the GRU like the baddies in the film with all the boomers like because it's got minions?
Yeah. No, GRU is the bad guy, the guy who created the minions.
Oh, so the GRU created minions.
Yeah. Or for you really old fags, like GRU used to be a cartoon barbarian that used to be quite funny.
Hey, GRU, what you doing? What you doing
anyway,
over there?
The GRU tried to implicate Rich as the source of the stolen DNC in emails in order to draw attention away from themselves as the real perpetrators of the theft. This is. I wish I hadn't started reading this. It's actually depressing me now.
Well, we've still got like unexplained mysteries and
this is quite funny. The conspiracy theories were promoted by Mike Cernovich, Sean Hannity, Geraldo Rivera, Kim.com, and evil Paul Joseph Watson, Newt Gingrich, Jack Posobiec, and Tim Pool. Did anybody see Paul Joseph Watson the other day? He had a really good guest on, didn't he, Fraser?
Yeah, that was a good show. That
Brooksy was on there. Our friend Brooksy was on there.
That's what I heard. The talking about their favourite furry conventions that they've been to. Paul Joseph Watson's very interested in the diaper furs of Germany. He's gone to see the vibrant gay scene in Cologne and Prague.
I'd forgotten about the vibrant gay scene quote. I'd forgotten about it. You reminded me of it.
See, we've forgotten more racism than what you've remembered. Yeah. Is that how it works?
Jesus, we have such keynote to show you.
All I wanted was to say rude words on the internet, and Hillary Clinton said, "No, I'm going to suicide everybody now because of you."
She's not going to suicide. Look, fucking planes fall out of the sky every other day, Hobbit. What is wrong with you?
The shoddy maintenance schedules of planes is,
burning. That plane's burning. Well, it sounds alright.
It's just really, I'm surprised. Well, the thing is now, fortunately, as we'll find out, Hunter Biden and Joe Biden have fixed it so that you'll never have to get into a scary plane again, because international travel for you plebs is now banned, because the unspecified virus of unspecified origin.
The Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, the sweet and sour sicken.
So anyway, do you want to do some
unexplained mysteries? Oh, what's going on in it?
I don't know. The Seth Rich, I thought it was a really good thing, but it turns out to be really gay.
Well, that's the problem with this world. Everything that seems remotely interesting turns out to be really, homosexual and not genuine.
Yeah.
Sad but true. Stories from the world of next Tuesday. Ray.
So, in May 2017, Seth Rich's brother, Aaron Rich, issued a statement saying, "We simply want to find his killers and grieve. Instead, we're stuck having to constantly fight against non-facts, baseless allegations, and general stupidity to defend my brother's name and legacy." Which means, Hillary, please don't kill us as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
If you want some further watching, in April 2018, the BBC broadcast a documentary, Conspiracy Files: Murder in Washington, examining the death of Rich and subsequent theories about his death.
Oh, that's the point. Alex Jones interviewed the DC Madam, and then she died shortly afterwards.
You wanted to mention about her, didn't you? I don't know anything about the DC Madam.
Well,
who is she?
She was a madam in DC, and her little black book had a lot of names in it. Names which would have led
a bit like Epstein's flight log.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Except in her case, that it's just a list of Johns what frequented her.
Yeah.
And she was privy to insider information, which And then shortly after going on the Alex Jones show, she dead.
Well, I'm sure it was either a plane crash or something completely normal, Hobbit.
Swamp gas over Venus, most likely.
While at the dentist.
Yeah. She decided to, rent a small plane.
So, like, the three most dangerous things you can do now is drive a car, go up in a light aircraft, and go
recline
to
in the dentist chair. Yeah. Going to the dentist, I hope I survive the day. Going to the dentist, I hope I survive the encounter.
It's like Russian roulette, that thing.
Gonna go to the dentist. Are you singing Peaches by Presidents of the USA?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's topical, because that's about the presidents of the USA, and Hillary Clinton was almost president. And
do you remember how good they were?
Well, I only know them for that one song, but I really like that one song.
Lump sat alone in a boggy marsh. Don't you know that one?
Oh, yeah, that's a good song. Didn't they also do one about a June buggy?
June buggy, yeah. They did June buggy, and they did a cover of Video Killed the Radio Star as well.
Oh, that's good. Did they also do On a Rope, I am hanging on a rope?
I don't know if they did On a Rope. Millions. Dom's done it. He's nailed it. Millions of dentists for me.
Let's see if I can find it.
I think we missed one. Deborah Jane Palfrey.
Oh, On the Rope is by Rocket from the Crypt.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, so close. Hey, well, we might do this in another episode when I'm having my Michael Caesarian fan club moment.
Oh, Deborah Jane Palfrey is the DC Madam Hobbit.
Oh, okay. Well, as we'll be finding out, it's not the Clintons what done it; it's the Irish. But are the Clintons an Irish name? The Irish conspiracy goes deeper. Yeah,
The Irish or the Italians one of these days.
Yeah, but Fraser, you weren't here when I was telling everybody the Irish done everything. Ireland is Atlantis.
But if you were going to do a suicide, would you write your suicide letter a week before and date it?
Yes, I would. In fact, you know what? Let me just... it's all pertinent to what you just said there. 9/11, plane, phone call... in the air transcript, because it was a very unusual thing. Audio and full transcripts. There was 9/11 voices from the air, recordings from passengers on board. 9/11 passenger phone calls. That's it. Let's see. No, that's Betty Ong. That's not supposed. There's one which is like, hello, is that, and let's say the name is like Barbara Smith or something. Hello, is that Barbara Smith? Yes. Hello, it is your son, John Smith. I'm here on the plane. We're going to crash into the towers now. Oh, no. Son, don't crash into the towers. I love you, Mum. I want everybody to know I love you, and Osama bin Laden did it. It was like, it was literally as scripted as that. I mean, I like it. The towers hadn't even finished falling down, and it's like, yeah, Osama bin Laden did it. What? How do you know?
Did he actually say that? Did he actually say bin Laden did it?
It was like within like a few hours of the towers coming down. It's like, yeah, bin Laden did it. And there was also that thing. I know this. Well, this isn't strictly Clinton's, but it kind of is. Do you remember that BBC journalist? She was standing in front of Building 7.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was standing.
I caught that live when that.
And she was saying,
her name's out, isn't it? It's Jane something, isn't it?
And I'm standing here in front of Building 7, which has just fallen down. And the thing is, the building didn't fall down for another 15 minutes.
Fallen down quite yet.
Yeah. And she made up some excuse saying, well, you know, when we get these things, there's words down the wire and pre-read scripts. And so it just, the chronology of the day got mixed up. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds like...
live.
That sounds like a bunch of convenient bullshit for you're standing in front of a building, you're saying it's fallen down, and yet for 15 minutes it stays standing, then it falls down. That sounds like prior knowledge. That sounds like, oh, we're standing in front of the murdered corpse of Seth Rich. Hey, what do you mean murdered Corvus Sefrich, who died claiming he had information leading to the arrest of Hillary Clinton? What? I never said anything like that. And yes, we're seeing the murderer here now, and he's going to be murdered. I'm not getting murdered. Hey, wait, why are you pointing that gun at me? We confirm it's not a murder, it's a suicide. 2 shots to the back of the head. Ignore the masked figures.
Ignore the smoking engine.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
on May the 1st, Palfrey was found hanging in a storage shed outside her mother's mobile home in Tarpon Springs, Florida. How big was this fucking storage shed? Police found a handwritten suicide notes in the bedroom where she was staying, dated a week before her death. The autopsy and final police investigation concluded her death was suicide. Palfrey's death resulted in her conviction being vacated, so that means they basically makes a vacated judgment makes a previous legal statement, a previous legal judgment legally void.
The legal and public record. Yeah.
Palfrey's 2 handwritten notes were released to the public. In one of them, she wrote to her sister, "You must comprehend there was no way out, i.e. exit strategy, for me other than the one I have chosen here." In another, she described her predicament as a modern-day lynching. She said she feared at the end of her serving her sentence she would be in her late 50s, broken, penniless, a very much alone woman.
Yeah, that's what you get for lying. Yeah. Lying about Bill Clinton. How could you be so cruel? Bill Clinton was the cool president. He played saxophone. And there you are saying that I've got evidence.
He played saxophone and he stuck a cigar in Monica Lewinsky's chuff.
Yeah. You know, what the problem is.
Yeah.
If you've got a problem with that, then you've got a problem with democracy, my friend. Democracy is cigars in the chuff.
Yeah. So that's Deborah Jane Palfrey. So was there anything you wanted to say about the Hollywood Man? Anything else you wanted to say about her?
Oh, no. I just wanted to say, like, there was a DC madam, and she got killed after talking with Alex Jones. So Alex Jones had information leading to the death of the DC madam.
Yeah, because she claims that she had they did weird. So they've frozen all her accounts and everything. She claims to have. Where is it? I saw it in here somewhere. Yeah, in response to Palfrey's statement, she had 10,000 to 15,000 phone numbers of clients. Several clients' lawyers contracted Palfrey to see whether accommodations could be made to keep their identities private. Ultimately, ABC News, after going through what's described as 46 pounds of phone records, decided that none of the potential clients were sufficiently newsworthy to bother mentioning.
Nice.
Yeah, oh, you know, Epstein, Scooter Libby.
Yeah.
What's Mr. Ladybug called again?
No, he's a queer though, isn't he? He's not, unless she was offering blokes.
Maybe she was pegging him.
Maybe.
Yeah. Or peg that for next Tuesday. To use corporate speak.
Yeah.
I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. So there you go. So that's
might be a bit pegged down that day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Did you want to do something?
John Lennon got pegged.
Oh, apparently on July 9th, 2007, Palfrey released the supposed entirety of her phone records for public viewing and downloading on the internet in TIFF format. Is that good or bad?
For legal and public record.
So why did she release it in TIFF, Hobbit? Why would you do that?
Because Mac? I don't know. Okay. TIFF is a pretty weird format to use.
Yeah. Although days prior to this, civil attorney Montgomery Blair Sibley had dispatched 54 CD-ROM copies to researchers, activists, and journalists.
What is the main advantage of the TIFF file format over the PSD file format? TIFF can be read by Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, CorelDRAW, Picasso, and even some word processing software programs like Microsoft Word. You can insert the TIFF file in a Word document, but you cannot edit it. So if you have Photoshop, you'll be fine. Open the PSD, save it as TIFF or JPEG or PNG. So, yeah, it just sounds like an Adobe file format. familiar to graphic designers, I'm sure.
Oh, so is there a conspiracy theory that she'd use the TIFF? I mean, surely she'd just use an Excel, wouldn't she? Up it.
Well, maybe she had a Mac and maybe she had Photoshop on it for some reason.
Fucking typical Mac user, isn't she?
Ugh.
So,
we here at Fortean Words disavow the typical Mac user, and
yeah, we know
his
a
hobby.
typical Mac user, don't we, Hobbit?
Unfortunately, we do.
Yeah.
He hasn't returned my phone call, by the way. I rang him yesterday.
Yeah.
Just not upset, just disappointed is all.
Yeah, that is a weird photo. Go on then, Hobbit. Fire away. Let's know which one you want to start with.
Unexplained mysteries.
Yeah.
Unexplainedmysteries.com. What we got? Surprisingly unknown about how sharks sleep. Yo, that's a good one.
Let's do that one.
Oh, actually, we will do about the sharks, but just underneath it, there's a Pentagon thing about the UFO. Did you see the thing? I think it was like published today or yesterday. The Pentagon has released documents about side effects of alien abductions, like what it will do to you, and a lot of it's redacted.
Should you not make your bed too vigorously after you've had an alien abduction?
Yeah, and also you shouldn't sit down on a hardback chair.
Is that
quickly.
bad? Is that bad if you've had an alien abduction?
Yeah, if you had the anal probe and you sit down like fast on the chair, it's going to hurt. So don't do that. But yeah, surprisingly little is known about how sharks sleep.
Oh, good. I thought you were doing that story, so I've gone to that one. I'm going back to the shark.
Oh, well, the Pentagon one.
Yeah.
We'll do the shark one, and then we'll do the one about because you can read it whilst I find the thing about what to do if you get done in a alien abduction.
Yeah.
What if you get done up the Hillary Duff?
Not the Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Elasmo branch sleep expert. Elasmo branch sleep. What is Elasmo branch?
A lot of the chat want to know: is it GIF or is it GIF?
Yes, I've always pronounced it GIF, but some people pronounce it GIF.
Yeah.
No, GIF.
Yeah.
GIF.
Shut up. That's not true.
That's a conspiracy.
No.
That's an anti-Semitic canard.
That is definitely an anti-Semitic canard, and I'll be writing a letter of complaint to the ADL that you would say such a thing. Horrible, evil man. Don't ever do that again.
Don't forget Hobbit's auntie who fell out of that fridge and smashed to bits.
Yeah. And the bendy shotguns as well.
Yeah.
Sharks used to figure prominently in my nightmares, coming after me in the ocean, rivers, and swimming pools. Did you ever have that dream where you got a late library book and you're
usually mine were falling off a pier into the water.
No, mine was falling downstairs.
So you didn't have the dream.
You never dreamt about being eaten by a shark then?
Have you ever had the dream where you're naked in exam, you've got a late library book, and a shark comes and eats you?
No.
Neither have I.
Have you ever dreamt about being eaten by a shark? I've never actually got to the eating of the shark. It's just like the terror as you can see it under the water swimming around.
I've never even
thought sharks were scary, to be honest.
Ooh, yeah.
I've never even dreamt about sharks,
Yeah.
but
loads of times. It was almost like
you're from the Jaws
almost
generation,
recurring.
aren't you? That's what it is. It's a Jaws generation.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg,
kid, yeah.
Steven Spielberg
best way
basically
to tame a shark is to flick its bean, apparently, according to Tom.
So, Steven Spielberg basically Freddy Krueger's your dreams.
I've got a shark, and I put my thumb up his ass. Got the little bugger and put my thumb up his ass. You know that would do you a bit.
So yeah, sharks used to feature prominently in my nightmares, coming after me in the ocean, rivers, swimming pools, supermarkets. But after spending some time with these
supermarkets.
Yeah, you're in the supermarket and the shopping, and suddenly you realise you're naked.
It's like the Freudian fucking therapy session. Here, can you? We'll do a word association. What comes to your mind when I say wet? And you go river,
Is what Uno says true, Fraser? Says Fraser found a dinosaur bone in Oklahoma with comet rock infused on it. BBC claim it was the moment of impact for the entire dinosaur tribe. What about Baby Shark? Do 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 do. Baby Shark.
A more compelling question started to keep me up at night. Do the very creatures that invade my dreams engage in sleep themselves? As the world's leading...
Now that's the most clumsy, clunky segue I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I wanted to talk about alien abductions. I thought we'd bang this one about sharks out and get over to the next one. As the world's leading and only Fortean sleep of elasmo branches, sharks and rays. All right, so sharks and rays are
branches. Are they
elasmo branch? Yeah.
Spasmo branches.
My research team and I have begun to unravel this enigma, and our latest findings of the physiological evidence.
Hailstones, isn't it? I just don't know. We haven't tested it yet.
Just bobs up and down. A shark
Trust
bobs
me.
up and down until it gets.
They just bob up and down, and it's fine. And stop questioning it.
Yeah.
So they've begun to unravel this enigma, and our latest findings of the physiological evidence.
I don't want to be actually this guy, but like, if sharks stop swimming, they die.
Hey, keep that Snope shit to the first hour. we're in open-minded territory now. I'm going to get my healing crystals out and the jerk-off crystals as well. Yeah,
I thought jerk-off crystals were healing crystals.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm repeating myself. Healing crystals. Just need to heal myself from the Snopes bullshit. My research time and I have begun to unravel this enigma, and our latest finds of physiological evidence of sleeping sharks are the most conclusive on the topic yet. What? So you're saying the grants were well justified?
Well, they're always
circadian.
Yeah, exactly.
They're always going to say that, aren't they?
Say that.
The work I've just been doing for the past 7 years was totally worth it. Please give me more money. Circadian rhythms, quiescence or inactivity is often the most basic behavioural characteristic that we associate with sleep. It was indeed this behaviour that my team
Is he gonna go? Well, when they're sleeping, they still move. If he does,
no. This is
they sleepwalk. That's it. They sleepwalk and eat.
This sleep swim. This is a well actually free zone. There are no judgments made here. Quiescence or inactivity is often the most basic behavioural characteristic that we associate with sleep.
I think Chippy Tips has had a marijuana or maybe four martinis. I'm not sure. He said, I saw aliens a few months ago and they kept following me and I shouted them loads. Turns out I was really high, or maybe he just had 4 martinis.
Yep. Had 4 martinis and decided to rent a small plane.
Yeah.
My team set out to identify what began as our investigations into the presence of sleep in sharks. Specifically, we studied the presence of circadian organised activity patterns. So, as sleep is controlled.
Clips is saying that it doesn't matter if they were real. I saw them, so he means they were real in his mind.
Yeah. As sleep is controlled by the circadian clock, an internal biochemical oscillator, in many animals.
It's run by a little insect.
It's run by a little circadian clock.
Yeah.
It's your own.
In there, like,
wait, so if you're saying an internal biochemical oscillator exists in all animals, does that mean I could like turn animals into like a bioorganic oscillator for a synthesizer?
Yeah.
Oh man, that could be a HR Giga inspired musical nightmare.
Yeah. You could be like Aphex Twin and make your own instruments.
What, just like sort of shoving like electric probes inside monkey brains and playing their screams? Oh god, sharks.
Well, you can start off with a dog. It's all right doing it to fish. Just do it to a dogfish. They're like sharks.
No, it's got to be monkeys.
Just stick an Ethernet cable up a duck's arse or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm studying space beds. You bet your ass. Sharks are a unique group of vertebrates. However, as many species...
Dom says circadian means circa equals approx, and dia means day.
I just told you this is a actually free zone.
Well, you've just been actually by Dom.
Well, actually, Dom, you can save that for the first hour of the show. What actually? So, sharks are a unique group of vertebrates. However, as many species swim continuously to passively push oxygen-rich seawater over their gills.
Actually, Hobbit, it's set at 24 hours and 45 minutes.
That's weird. Why is it not set to like the rotational period of the Earth, or is it to say that Earth doesn't have a rotational period? It's a flat Earth, and that previously.
You know the exact amount of sleep you need is 5 minutes more. 5 minutes after you actually got up.
I always thought like a 26-hour clock would make more sense, but which they did in Deep Space Nine, by the way.
So actually, Dom saying actually we have to reset it ourselves. Dom gets his jerk-off crystals out and resets his circadian clock.
So basically, they need to send like a spaceship up to the man that pulls the chariot off the sun across the sky and say, "Can you slow it down?"
Controversially, in saying Jaws 2 is better than Jaws 1.
Right. So sharks are a unique group of vertebrates. However, I've said this bit before.
Yeah.
As many species swim continuously to passively push oxygen-rich seawater over their gills. These are known as ram ventilators.
How do I know the difference between oxygen-rich and oxygen-poor seawater? How do they change?
I'm going to assume that if they're not moving,
do they just mean seawater?
I assume that it's like, if you stay in like an enclosed room, the air gets stale.
Yeah.
And you open the windows so you get like fresh air moving in.
No, I'm going to assume like when you've been farting all night and then you go out for a wee and you come back in and it stinks. You mean like that, Hobbit?
Yeah, and you just got to like you got to make it so that why has that still got copper in it? It shouldn't have any copper. Oh, it's going to another one. All right, okay, right. Anyway. These are known as ram ventilators. Other species manually pump seawater over their gills while remaining motionless, which are known as buccal pumpers or buccal pumpers. A study we conducted in 2020, where the grant money was running out, found the presence of daily activity patterns in all the species investigated.
Can I tell my one Michael Caine gag about Jaws the Return? Jaws the Return. Michael Caine was handed the script for Jaws the Return. The first line is "Fade in Bahamas," and he said, "Yeah, I'll take it."
Yeah, yeah.
That's why he's in such a piss poor film, because he just wanted a free holiday to the Bahamas.
Isn't that called a busman's holiday, where you're there but you're there to work? And so a study we conducted in 2020 found the presence of daily activity patterns in all the species investigated. Buccal pumpers and ram ventilators alike. Importantly, these patterns were found to be
have buccal bumpers and ram pushers, whatever the fuck they are.
Well, I'll read through this article and we can find out together. In buccal pumping importantly, these patterns be found to be internally regulated, circadian in nature in buccal pumping species. This was a major discovery and a great step in the right direction. But were periods of inactivity indicative of sleep, or quiet restfulness? An animal's responsiveness and awareness of external stimulation
is closing their eyes.
Just resting my eyes for a bit.
Yeah.
An animal's responsiveness and awareness of external stimulation is reduced when asleep due to a sensory shutdown or attenuation. As sleep researchers, we can exploit this ubiquitous sleep characteristic to behaviorally distinguish sleep from quiet restfulness. Our 2021 study found that buccal pumping sharks were less responsive to mild electrical pulses following 5 minutes of inactivity. This became the criteria
so they took longer to get ratty when you jabbed them with a cattle prod, is that what they're saying?
Yeah, that's it. You like quite quietly like sending electric shots up their arse. And it's like, oh yeah, they took longer to respond to that when they were quiet. So this became the criteria for our working definition of sleep in these animals. Sleep is also internally regulated, so the animals can recover lost sleep by sleeping more. Really? Amazing.
Revolutionary.
We need to give more grant money to this team. This characteristic was absent in the sharks in our study. They did not make up sleep following periods of sleep deprivation. This phenomena is also absent during sleep in other marine fishes.
Wait, they tortured a shark? Is this what they're saying? They literally tortured the shark by sleep depriving it?
Yeah. And This phenomenon is also absent during sleep in
I'm
other
sure there's
marine
an ethics debate here. Like the welfare of the animal.
So, just going over
What
that
is
again.
this? The 13th century? Fucking hell.
Sleep is also internally regulated so that animals can recover lost sleep by sleeping more. This characteristic was absent in the sharks in our study. They did not make up a sleep following periods of sleep deprivation. This phenomenon is also absent during sleep in other marine fishes. These somewhat conflicting results highlight an important point. Behavior can be deceptive and misleading. Animals can appear to be asleep while being awake and vice versa. Sadly, behavior alone is not often enough to...
Did they say that?
Don't know.
When
We
crocodiles
don't
are
know.
floating along with their eyes just above the water, they say, look, they're kipping. Look, that's asleep. Look.
They might be asleep. They might be awake. We're going to need a lot more grant money to investigate.
Yeah. Look, don't worry. Don't worry. That badger in the
7 years.
that badger in the road. It's just sleeping. It's just sleeping. until I give it an electric shock, I can't really prove that it's awake. Look, these people aren't. We're not biologists. We shouldn't be like.
Yeah.
This about these people.
So these somewhat conflicting results highlight an important point. Please give us more research money so we can continue our grant spending. I mean, please give us more grant money so we can continue our research.
Yeah, exactly.
Sadly,
imagine that pitch going to the guys that give you the money and saying, right, for the last 7 years, what have you done? What have you achieved? Well,
I've only got halfway through this article. No, I've not even got halfway through this article.
Oh, what?
This is just 1/3 of the article.
Well, you
because
can read the original article. It says at the bottom.
I keep being interrupted. So, sadly, behaviour alone is not often enough to reliably identify sleep in animals. The physiology of shark sleep. To conclusively verify our working definition of sleep in buccal-pumping sharks, more than 5 minutes of inactivity is sleep, my team set out to find physiological evidence of sleep that aligned with what we have seen behaviourally. To do this, we recorded changes in the metabolic rates in New Zealand's giraffe-spored shark via recordings of oxygen consumption over a 24-hour period. A drop in metabolic rate during sleep has been reported in many animals and is considered a reliable physiological indicator of sleep.
So these people haven't even managed to successfully define sleep.
Well, they're not a biologist.
In a sleep experiment.
They're not biologists.
Surely the first thing you need to do is to define sleep.
Yeah, what is sleep?
Look, they're not marine biologists.
These two different things. Okay, that's not a very good independent variable, is it?
They're just elasmobranch sleep experts.
What more do you want?
Yeah.
I fucking love science. I've got to tell you, I fucking love science.
It's great, isn't it? So, we also recorded subtle behaviours associated with sleep in other animals.
Are we still confused as to why there have been no great leaps forward in technology in the past 30 years?
60 years.
Yeah.
What were you talking about?
This?
What you talking about, Willis? So, we also recorded subtle behaviours in sleep of other animals.
I'm starting to think that meme about, why we haven't got flying cars isn't because of certain racial characteristics anymore. I'm thinking
you know that thing in Idiocracy
where allowed to do science. That's what it
is. You know that thing in Idiocracy when they're saying that the top researchers of the time were interested in hair restoration tonics and penis enhancement medication. Basically that, but now that's what's happening. Put it this way, the top marine biologists are not studying sleep patterns. They are not.
There's too many humans on the planet researching different things, and it's picking it out of a fucking hat. Oh, what are we gonna research?
Yeah, but I'm no scientist, but when you set out you need your method and you state so how do you do a scientific
independent variables.
I'm not even going that far into it.
Okay.
So when you start, you need your
hypothesis.
You need your method.
And then you do experimentation and you
your
hypothesis
is their hypothesis is do sharks sleep, but they haven't even defined what sleeping in a shark is.
Do sharks dream of electronic sheep?
Yeah. But just like imagine like the shark.
Nobody
sleep.
knows.
The shark sleep. You get to the end of the experiment, and you haven't even defined how sharks sleep, or what or what is involved in a shark sleeping. Well, it looked asleep. It's like that's as far as they've got.
Yeah. So. Oh, where am I now? We also recorded subtle behaviours associated with sleep in other animals, such as eye state, open or closed, and body posture, upright or flat. We found there to be no significant difference in metabolic rates between swimming sharks and sharks engaging in periods of inactivity that lasted less than 5 minutes. When
Why
sharks
is it always less than 5 minutes? Why is that a stipulation?
Well,
because
why
if
it's
it's
officially
more
a
than
kip.
if it's more than 5 minutes, they're asleep. But don't you know science, bro?
If it's less than 5 minutes, it's a kip. Like more than 5 minutes is asleep.
Yeah. When
But we haven't
sharks
defined what sleep is, so the length of
And Dom summed it up. Hypothesis: the shark sleep. Conclusion: seems like it, I guess.
the conclusion inconclusive. Please give more grant money.
money, yeah.
Yeah.
Please give Scar money. Conclusion: we haven't defined sleep yet.
We need more money to define what sleep is. When sharks were inactive for 5 minutes or longer, nobody cares. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, that's it. When sharks were inactive for 5 minutes or longer, however, metabolic rates dropped dramatically. This physiological change was also accompanied by a conspicuous shift in posture, with sharks transitioning from an upright position, sitting up on their pectoral fins, to completely recumbent position. Eye state, however, was
Sharks can sit.
yeah, they sit on their pectoral fins.
So if a shark's laying down, that means it's asleep.
They pull a blanket of seaweed over them when they're having a nap.
Yeah, but how can you tell a shark is sitting or
because it's
not
laying
sitting?
down. If it's
Yeah.
going up,
But
if it's
in
going
the
up,
water-
it's awake. If it's laying down,
Are you even listening to what I'm saying? These
It's
science
a fish. It
researchers,
doesn't have feet. How can it be sitting?
these
Has it got
science
an arse?
researchers at the science place have just told you the
what are you,
physiological
some sort of
change.
science doubter, Fraser?
Are you a science
Yes.
denier?
I am.
You denying
I am.
science,
You're
are you,
making me it.
Fraser?
You're making me a science denier.
The sharks clearly transition from an upright position where they're sitting up on their pectoral fins to
What does
completely
that even look like? I'm
to
trying
re-
to imagine because no pics.
Well, do you
Why don't-
remember Sharky and George, where the shark was
Yeah.
like walking on his back foot? That's how you know when they're awake.
Yeah. Look, when the shark's in a seaweed bed in sea cargo, that's when he's asleep. So, yeah, and you see,
Fucking
they go
cargo. You did well to remember that one of it.
Sharky and George, the shark detectives of the sea.
Yeah.
Sharks were transitioning from. What I didn't get in Sharky and
Transitioning.
George is, do you remember when they had all those like lines of traffic, and they were going? There's like these lines of traffic like in grid pans, and I thought,
Yeah.
you're in the sea, you can like literally go anywhere. Why are you doing this? So yeah. Anyway, just to Fraser, just to elucidate you.
Yes.
Sharks, when they're like awake, they're in an upright position where they're.
What does that look like?
Well, they're sat up on their pectoral fins. Why don't you
What does
Google?
that look like?
You have to
It's
Google
literally
rule.
the same as when it's like that. Do you know, when they're a meme,
look.
like someone's face this, someone's face that. And it's all the
Go-
different. Whose meme was it? The one all the different emotions, but it was all the same face. It's like that meme, but with sharks.
You go on Google. You type Sharky and George Rule 34 recumbent position or upright position, right?
What
Yeah,
was it called? Shark pectoral. What is it? Pectoral shark.
Sitting up on their pectoral fins.
Sharks, yeah, shark in
on-
upright position.
On
Yeah. So
How do you spell
right.
pectoral?
So now
Can you please stow away all your luggage and keep your shark in the upright position?
with the pectoral fins to a completely recumbent position. Eye state, however, was found to be unrelated to the shark's state of consciousness, as the animals was often observed sleeping with eyes open.
So a shark could be laying down, but it might not necessarily be unconscious.
Who knows? Taken together, these data are the most conclusive evidence for sleeping sharks and verify our previous behavioural findings. Moving forward, we're in the final. This has only taken me like 15 minutes to read.
Oh,
Sleepers.
but this has been pure fucking Keno, isn't it? This one has.
Moving forward, sleep has been found in all animals studied to date, stretching as far back on the evolutionary scale as flatworms and jellyfish. How do they know jellyfish are asleep?
Because they're
As
laying
the
down.
earliest.
Wait.
Oh yeah, they're in a
Okay,
recumbent
right.
position.
So the pectoral fin is the bit at the back, right? The flappy bit that steers them, yeah?
Yeah.
Right?
I thought that would be. No,
How is
No,
that?
no,
How
no,
does
no, they don't
that
steer
dorsal
using
fin
that.
is on the top. That's the pectoral fin is the one at the back that steers them for steering and moving.
Oh right, okay.
So what does that
I
mean
thought that
if
was the
it's in an
tail.
upright position?
Well, it's upright, isn't it? It's not recumbent.
Yeah. Fucking hell, do you know
Look,
what upright means? Jesus.
There's
You might
two
as well go
steps.
and be one of these scientists if you don't even know what upright means.
You're one of
How
these.
does it be upright? It's fucking. It's in one position, right?
I'll refer
Surely.
back to the Mandela episode where people are dribbling idiots who don't even know where they live. It's a miracle how they find the way back. And I present you Fraser as evidence that maybe there's some credence to this theory. So, right, sleep has been. Oh yeah, there we go. As the earliest living jawed vertebrate, sharks play an important role in helping us understand the evolutionary history of sleep and vertebrates. Research has come a long way in uncovering the previously unanswered question of sleep in sharks, but we have only touched the tip of the iceberg, so please keep on giving us the grant money. Now we know that at least some sharks do indeed sleep. The next question to answer is how they sleep. Well,
What?
we've seen Sharky and George.
If they don't know how they sleep, how have you? If you don't know how they sleep, like, have you proved that they do sleep?
Oh no! Sorry, pectoral fin is the little arms. Yeah, the arm thingies that
Yeah.
used to. Yeah, okay, right. That was very confusing. It said steering.
Well, you know what your pectoral muscle is. I
Yeah,
assumed
right.
it was
So
those, yeah.
upright, what are they like? Fucking an airplane, and then it goes to being
On their back.
So-
Do they sleep on their back? Is that what this?
Who knows? The thing is, they only touched the tip of the iceberg on this, so we'll need to more research, and hopefully we can get some diagrams of what.
What does the recumbent mean? If we can work out
Well,
what recumbent means, that might help us.
It's like when one of those women lies recumbent upon a chaise longue, and you draw pictures of her.
Like you French women. That one.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, recumbent. That's like laying back, right?
Yeah.
What? So literally,
yeah.
they lay on their back with their fins.
No.
What
Well,
the
no.
fuck?
They're saying their fins lay
Reclining.
They're basically just like.
Nothing is known about sleeping ram ventilating sharks. Their need for constant swimming to facilitate gas exchange suggests they have likely evolved interesting adaptation. Oh, fuck me. Right, so we've come to the conclusion that the wives' tales, everyone knows that sharks keep swimming, otherwise they'll, will actually choke and stuff. Yeah, it turns out that's true. But it took us 7 years and plenty of grant money. And by the way, we're still not sure, so keep on sending the grant money, please. Our group is now conducting electrophysiological. So you're going to shove an electrode up its ass.
No,
studies
they cut
of
the top of its head off and stick electrodes.
Oh
in
yeah,
the brain.
studies of brain activity that will provide comprehensive insight in the form of sleep takes in these animals. Michael Liam Kelly, postdoctoral research fellow in neuroscience, Simon Fraser University. Is that like tossed salad and scrambled eggs, Fraser? I don't know what to do with those recumbent dinosaur
resting
sharks. They're swimming again. Do.
So yeah, basically the recumbent fin would be resting. It wouldn't be moving, I guess. But then, what is the difference between it not moving and being in an upright position?
Please, can you put all sharks into the upright position before the plane comes into land?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you put your pectoral fins in the upright position?
Yeah, bitch.
Did you know recumbent in biology is, or a part of an organ, is leaning or resting against another organ or the ground?
Yeah.
So, but so its fins are touching its body. Is that what it's trying to say?
Inactive or idle. I found another definition of it. Inactive or idle. So basically, their pectoral fins aren't moving.
Yeah. Right. We've worked that out. We sussed that out, right?
Yeah.
So what does an upright pectoral fin look like or mean?
They don't say no. They say
Rule
recumbent.
34,
No,
Sharky
so
and George.
it's recumbent. So one of the
Right.
meanings of recumbent, it just means inactive or
Yeah,
idle.
but the difference between it being asleep and not asleep is if it has upright.
Don't ask me.
control.
Did they even define what sleep was? Sitting up on
I
their...
can't answer that question. I'm not a biologist.
Oh, with sharks transitioning from an upright position, sitting on their pectoral fins.
Tranny
to a
sharks.
complete-
No, you're going
What?
too far now.
That's what I mean. You're just like, what?
Yeah, I get it. I need to see what you mean. It doesn't make.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense.
None of this matters.
I fucking love science of it. I fucking
Thanks.
love it.
It don't matter. None of this matters.
Yeah. I think the crap sharks were better, weren't they?
Crap.
Do you remember the crap
Sharks.
sharks from Fizz? Was it
Oh,
crap?
they really were crap sharks.
Yeah. Hello, how are you?
Oh, they vote
Oh,
remain the crap sharks.
The pathetic sharks, weren't they?
Well, they were crap sharks.
Do you want to see this this bird with the big googly eyes? And I'm not talking about Paris.
So, yeah, so that's all done now. The sharks. Now we can do about Alamals, and we've only got 9
Can we do
minutes
about
to
this
talk about.
looking pigeon? Look at the pigeon I've
What?
got up on the screen.
So,
But they don't know what to do with those tossed
Look at
salad
its
and
ears, the
scrambled
fucking size of its ears.
sharks.
Look, that fucking hole in the side of its head. Some women have cocks these days, says C. Ian says women have always had cocks in Thailand.
It's funny because it's true.
Known as the Budapest short-faced tumbler, this bizarre ornithological specimen is something of an oddity due to its enormous bulbous eyes, strangely shaped head, and small pointed beaks. So that's a grown-up one there. Look at that!
You're
What a
telling me
beauty! Look, it looks fucking hell.
the beauty of Budapest.
Yeah.
wow.
What do you think to that? Do you
There's
want one
big
of them?
eyes.
Would you have
Wow,
one of them as
what a
pet
beauty.
hobbit? Do you have one of those as a pet hobbit?
No.
They look cute, to be honest. Like,
They do a little bit, don't they?
yeah.
I don't like the way
God,
he's
no.
popping that head off.
I'll eat it, but I'm not having that as a pet.
Like, can someone tell me the evolutionary purpose for having such big eyes?
Well,
KFC
what it lacks for in looks, it makes up for in racing performance. These species are particularly well known for its extreme endurance, which helps it to win various pigeon racing events.
And is that anything to do with how big their eyes are?
I don't know. I don't think so. They can just see more, can't they? Apparently, breeding them is quite challenging, so they're obviously a bit of a panda, aren't they? You've seen there's a new Montauk monster?
Oh, is it going to be, just...
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, actually.
Yeah. It's a raccoon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So I haven't read the Pentagon thing on what to recognise signs you've been abducted, but I'm just going to assume if you've got a sore bum and you can't remember what happened last night, that was Alamals.
Or 4 martinis.
Yeah. Or single marijuana.
Yeah, a marijuana. No, because you'll be dead. You'll wake up dead if you have a marijuana.
If you have a marijuana in real life, then you'll be dead in the game.
You seen this river troll that's been photographed in Mississippi?
The lake troll.
The lake troll.
Oh,
Lake troll.
yes.
Oh, Lon
that's what we need.
Strickler's Phantoms and Monsters blog. Should we have a look at that?
Another blurry photograph. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. That fucking blurry. What are you talking about? That's like the most realistic, absolutely, totally photo ever. It couldn't possibly just some sort of weird artifacting. That's what I was going to say. Oh, Lon Strickler looks like someone you could trust. I bet. I'll put him up on screen now. Look
Main screen turn on.
Complete Chad. Look at him. Look.
Hello, I'm Lon Strickler. Oh my god. He reminds me of that guy in 90 Day Fiancé.
He looks. He also looks a bit like that. What's that creature from Farscape? The one with the little tiny head. You know, the Jewy one.
Argo.
Yeah.
I refuse to watch that
It's like
show on the
Carl-
count that
Carl
BBC.
Yeah. No,
So yeah,
it was the little one.
No.
The little one.
Oh, Rigel.
Rigel, that's it. Yeah, it looks like Rigel, doesn't he?
Rigel, short for Nigel.
Yeah. Oh, Ace Mouse got it, Rigel.
On account of that show replacing Sliders on BBC Two, I refused to watch it.
Sliders was good.
Sliders was good, but then the later episodes were pretty shit. But I got annoyed with them because of like,
what
hey, I
TV
was
show
enjoying.
isn't shit if it goes on longer than like 5 seasons?
Yeah. Supernatural.
Supernatural.
Tell a lie. I tell a lie. I've never watched it past series 5, to be honest. It was like Dean dies. Oh no, Sam's dead. Oh no, Dean's dead. Oh no, Sam's dead. We got to bring him back to life. Bring Sam back to life. Bring Dean back to life. Sam's dead now. Let's bring him back to. Oh, Dean's dead now. We got to bring him back to life. That's why I stopped watching it.
So that's a lot of like resurrections.
And that was only in the first season.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. If you ever watch, it's like the end of the series was always one of them died, and the next one was them coming back from hell. So, because yeah. So what should we see about I can't find the Pennsylvania. Where did it say it was?
Pennsylvania penis thief.
Is there one?
Oh, maybe. But I'm thinking, he's actually from Burkina Faso, but no, he lives in Pennsylvania.
The night that Freddy Krueger followed me home. Do you want to have a look at this one?
The night Freddy Krueger fingered me and Freddy got fingered.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get fingered by him, would you?
Oh, I hate Tom Green.
Oh God, this is tedious. 4th of July weekend back in 1988. I was helping a friend move. There were 4 of us doing the moving. Blah blah, fucking blah. Let's just get to it.
Moving, shooming.
Coming out, I found I'd locked the car door out of habit. Reached my pocket for the keys. Found it was empty. Looked in and there they were between the bucket seats. So he went in to go. But this is terrifying. Girl working at the station tried to find a coat hanger to use, but they didn't have one. Fucking hell! Ooh, fucking shit in my pants.
Shit in my pants.
So then he walked along. So then he had to walk along the edge of the set. Like, this is where it should start, shouldn't it? It shouldn't be like, wow, I went to the garage and I locked my car keys in and I did this and I did that. So as I walked along the edge of the cemetery, I heard the sound of the chain link fence rattling about 50 yards away. I figured a deer must have jumped the fence. I peered through the graves to try and see it. There was a lit up factory on the other side of the cemetery that backlit what I thought would be a deer. What I saw made my shoulder length hair stand on end. It was a guy. Dun dun dun. It was a guy that looked like Freddy Krueger running at me with the fedora hat, long sharp knife blade fingernails, and a striped sweater in that heat.
Did he say atheism is unstoppable?
He said, I fucking love science.
I'm gonna get you. I fucking love science.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All I had for a weapon was my unopened can of Mountain Dew. I looked in the ditch and found a long metal stake that was once a roadside support.
Oi fucking vey.
Yeah.
Called it with the anti-Semitic canards.
This dude's a proper lad though, isn't he? I grabbed it up, noticed the wheel had a nice sharp edge and it was perfect, length and weight for a walking stick. I also found a plastic bag and put the pop can in there so I could swing it if needed.
A can of poop?
No, mind you.
I just skipped a bit. It's like he's kept following, but never did anything. So nothing happened in that neighbourhood. Then I came near a wildlife park. I bravely strolled through the pitch blackness, hearing animals all around me through swamps and over bridges, until I came to another
infinitives
town on
where
the
no
other
one has
side.
split infinitives before.
Yeah. By that time, it was almost 5 a.m, I think. I walked past a restaurant that wasn't opened yet, and I staggered around the corner. Evidently, I lost my pursuer somewhere in the winter. So basically, someone followed him all the way home and then got bored.
Well, can I just say, for the public and legal record, I've been rewatching Star Trek Enterprise, and it's really cozy. The Vulcans are super annoying, which is actually kind of good.
Yeah.
But everything else about it, I just like a lot. There's this episode, right? Spoilers, but it turns out the Vulcans are spying on other races, and the Andorrans are coming there. And I was just like, I
I recognise the voice of that Endoran. Oh yeah, he's the bloke that played Wayun in Deep Space Nine.
Correct.
And the Endorans are like, we're sure the Vulcans are spying on us in this monastery, and the Vulcans there's like, actually no, we're just like peaceful and stuff. But then it turns out they did have a secret like spying base in the monastery.
Oh, did they? So
yeah,
don't trust.
Imagine my shock.
Imagine my
don't,
shock.
Don't trust a Vulcan as far as you can throw him.
Not as far as you can throw. How far can you throw a Vulcan?
Maybe this is why sharks don't sleep, because they've got Freddy Krueger's chasing them all.
If you throw a Vulcan out the airlock, light years, you can throw them for miles and miles.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it. It's 9 o'clock now. Fuck off.
Yeah, we're all done. Stay spooky, motherfuckers.
Whoa!
Ooh, stay spooky.
Whoa.
Ooh.